It's on X. 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 You can call me. It's on X. 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 You can call me. It's on X. It's on. 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 You can call me. It's on. It's
What is going on, guys? If you haven't guessed by now, it is Atromix, the Analyzer. Thank you all for tuning back in. Just to clarify things, I have completed this challenge already, but today I'm going to go over it for you guys, and I'm going to give you the best insight possible for this challenge and how I completed it, and just go through it like a boss, you know. Yes, we're going to bring in a select champion group, and I want to try a few things here. So a lot of people have problems with Mephisto, so that is going to be the key fight that we'll be observing today. So let's go ahead and get inside the game here. And as you can see, I got the chat box above. I figured that out, so I think that's pretty sweet. What is going on, guys? We got 126 people in here. That's what's up. 136 now. Okay. Intercepting. Yeah. Gonna try, you know. So let's get in here. The 6-star challenge, yes. So I really like the icon for this. I actually kind of had a head hunch that it was going to be like an aqua kind of color, because in the OBB files, which I use to create my thumbnails and stuff, it's very important to have as a YouTuber. I'll download the latest one when I can. But if you look, there are chests for even a 7-star chest. I don't know if they're going to make 7-star champions, but hey, I mean, for that, it's like a purple and orange kind of color, if you guys don't know. But yeah, so I saw that the 6-star chest was kind of aqua looking, so I'm thinking, I bet you they'll go for something like that. But without further ado, let's get in here. So Crossbones, we're just going to use our Iceman, you know, he's 81 ability. Can obviously knock him out of the park. Doesn't matter even if we do get hit. He's, I mean, you know, Crossbones. Yeah, I really do like the icon there. Got intercepted off the bat there, gosh. Not very good presentation. And try. Oh, no, we don't even need to try. Yeah, Crossbones is a pretty easy fight for this, as most of you already know who completed it. Archangel does very well with him having the class advantage, and obviously Neurotoxin, Bleed, Poison. Very great outputting champion for that. So let's see. So we're going to use Iceman obviously for this because most of you know Blade has Caltrops, which will actually make you bleed every time you dash backwards. So it's really helpful to have somebody like Iceman or OG Vision for this fight. They're being super aggressive and defensive at the same time, I've noticed. I don't know if that's a 6-star thing or what, but I like it. It's a good challenge. Let me fire off that L1. Because there's two little evasions there you'll have to do for that. The L2 is more bullet based, kind of like the Punisher. Fire that. Another one for the gigs. Now I haven't checked, but I think there is a way to evade the tail end of that. Oh, that was a crit. Yeah, so a lot of people struggle with Iceman's crit. Well, it's not even really a struggle, it just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen for me sometimes too. You know, and my Iceman's pretty far up there, so there's always that. But let's go ahead and look at Ghost Rider's nodes. Okay, so Spirit of Justice, Ghost Rider gains 50%, or yeah, plus 50% Judgment, Ability, Accuracy, Enhanced Special 1. He's got Heavy Hitter, so when it says it's not interrupted, he does become unstoppable for a short amount of time, but you can go in there and it's not going to be something where you like can't go right in after throwing the heavy attack, like Juggernaut for example. So for this fight, let's go with Magic. Intercept right off the bat. Intercept right off the bat again. Strike back there. So when it comes to the infinite interception method, with Magic you're always, for the most part, pretty safe to take the risk, because you will get in there and most likely you'll have triggered Limbo recently, so you're going to get that health back, even if he doesn't go for the bait. There it is. Yeah, so it doesn't always work. Sometimes the AI acts a little bit different than most of the time. But like I said, it is always worth it to give it a shot. There we are. Good stuff. Pretty quick fight. Obviously, it's not the main attraction. You guys are probably going to think that I'm going to use Iceman for Mephisto at first, but just wait 1 second and I'll explain something. For this fight, we're going to use Star-Lord. And let me show you about Green Goblin. You're probably thinking, oh my gosh, but the L1, what about the L1? Because it's going to be annoying. So 1, 2, 3, 4, block. We're going to bait that heavy attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, block. Notice, for the most part, you're pretty safe by not having to worry about it. So 3 evades right there. I knew we had it then, so I just went for the 5-hit combo. Yeah, so if you have Star-Lord, I definitely use him for fights like that because his damage output is just ridiculous. Morningstar obviously is going to be an Iceman fight because she bleeds as you hit her. So, well, she doesn't bleed, but she makes you bleed as the opponent. So, go ahead and use Iceman for this one. See, she hops back like that, and you never know what to expect. Yeah, Iceman's about to keel over, unfortunately. That's okay, because we have something else planned for Mephisto. Pretty risky there, but it can be well worth it to go in after Iceman's L1. Set for the road, maybe. Yep. And blast off. Let that expire, and I think we're good. Yep. Good stuff. Oh, this Elgato cord is pulling. That was pretty clutch. So how was everybody else done with this so far? I know Legacy went in with 3 stars. That's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. Congrats for that. That's a commitment there, my boy. Let's look inside the chat here. Smells like perfect intercept. Yes. That'll never get old, you know. Alright. What is up, Raz? What is up, Legacy? Goddess Jada, yes. Let me, there you go. Boom, moderator. I thought I did yesterday, but I think it may have done somebody below you when I was doing it, so I do apologize for that. Captain Morgan Gaming, good to see you again. Yeah, so I put the chat up above here. I think it looks pretty good right there, actually. You got a little bit of diversity when it comes to the color of the text of your guys' YouTube channels, so that was a little bit of coding there. Yes, so speaking of Mephisto, he is a great regenerator. Just looking at his notes there real quick, but going back in, he's a soul seeker, so he's got he begins the fight with 1 extra soul, so that's something to already expect. He heals 100% more, so that's going to be annoying when it comes to how much he's actually supposed to heal with his ability. Normally it's half of what it is. Within this quest it's double, so now I'm going to go ahead and get in here with Star-Lord, and I'll show you, because many of you are probably thinking, oh, will you get incinerated and stuff? Well, I've kind of developed a little bit of a method, and I hope it works. I might mess up, so if I do revive again and show it to you guys, but basically, we're going in here with heavy attacks. Yeah, there we go, I messed up. But if you actually go into the point where you hit him for the most part while he's stunned, he will actually, oh gosh, wow. Very embarrassing, man. Good stuff. Oh, raw footage here, guys. Raw footage. You know what? I do apologize that. I'm honestly going to tell you right now, explaining stuff is much harder than it seems on a live stream while you're actually doing it. So I'm going to keep quiet for a second and continue and try this again. Boom. That was a lot of health. It was like a heavy attack fake out, basically. I do that sometimes if I want to get a hit in, but also get my special fired off. So he's about to heal, but notice I have not really taken any incineration damage unless he's touched me like by block hitting me. So there's the regen. That's okay. Here we go again. And just look at that. I mean, that is so much health. It's like almost he didn't even regenerate, basically, for the most part. There it is, 41 hits. I don't, correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't get hit, so, very few hits right there. So far I've seen that that's like the best method. So based on that, I feel like when it comes down to it, everything should be based off of low-key hits while he's stunned, Incinerate won't trigger as much. So it's essentially, if you're using a high output character for damage like Star-Lord, that's going to benefit you the most. Iceman, you can go with it, but keep in mind that you're going to be putting a lot of hits in, and you know, because Iceman doesn't get incineration, basically you're going to be throwing a lot of hits in, but in that you're going to be throwing way more hits in than you would with Star-Lord, because you're not worried about getting incinerated, and by that he's going to build up power and you'll have to bait, and it's just, it takes a little bit longer, but it can be done. Iceman is another option, and that's something that we'll go ahead and cover now within this next run, because I want to make sure that we kind of explore a few more options here within these fights. Alright, Jada, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Get back in the chat here real quick. I know we were talking quite a bit last time, but I want to make sure that I still, you know, discuss things with you. If there's any questions, feel free to do so now before this next run. Yes, so eventually, okay, we got a question here about the interception method that I just discussed. So the infinite intercept, I'm kind of coining that term. Yes, I will do an in-depth video. I'd like to actually do a video where I get my hands involved so you can see when it is I'm moving my thumb over to the right, and when it is I'm actually going in for, in Magic's case, after the L2. There's a very small window of time, and it's actually better to do it a little bit later than sooner, because if you do it too soon, then a lot of times it's going to appear to bounce off of them. Like, you'll bounce off as if they have an unblockable aura about them, and that will occur. Got another super chat. David Garcia, thank you so much. What's up, man? I wanted to win Morningstar. Oh, wanted you to win Morningstar at NYCC next time, man. Yes. You know, it's honestly, you know, the first day I got there so late. We had a lot going on, and the drive was very strenuous. So we woke up a little bit later, and we knew we would, because we wanted the energy to be able to get through the day, and you know, because 3 hours of sleep was not just, that would not have cut it. So Jade and I would just want to make sure that we had enough sleep, and I think we arrived around 1:30. There was a lot of traffic. Parking took us like an hour because we drove. 10-hour drive overall. So yeah, but I honestly, man, I wish we had more time. I wish I was able to go Saturday, you know, face Blade there. That would have been exciting, but unfortunately we had to cut things off a little short to get back in town. So, but yeah, you know, it was an awesome event. Shout out to Legacy. You know, he took it. Yeet got second. Good job, guys. I was super stoked for you guys. That's awesome. I know you said you wanted it, so you got it, and you know, that's all you, man. Good stuff. But yeah, there was a lot of support there. It was really fun. Overall, I just wanted to go so I can meet the supporters, meet the community, and just get to know people. And for me, that was the best part of it. And I wanted to make sure I got that in more so than the tournament. I mean, the tournament, you know, I went crazy the second day. I'm just like, you know, I got to get this Morningstar down. I got to, you know, do what I got to do and stuff to get the fastest time. I got on the leaderboard in 3rd place, and then I was notified by Vex. He's like, dude, come back. You gotta get your title back. What's going on? So I came back, and I tried 2 more times. Wasn't able to make it. Got in line for the 3rd time, and then unfortunately they called the 4:30 cutoff, and at that point, if you're in line even, you couldn't go for a legible time. Not legible. You couldn't qualify, basically. You could play it still, but you couldn't qualify at that point because the leaderboard stopped at 4:30. So, but overall, it was a good time. I can't complain at all. J-Dog, thank you so much, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Super chat. Keep rocking, bro, and thanks for your advice on the Masteries a couple months ago. Oh, awesome, man. Yes, I do remember speaking with you a few times. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, anytime I can. You know what? I wasn't going to do this, but let me show you guys my Mastery setup real quick. Because a lot of you think, oh, wow, this guy must have a lot of tack. You know, he must be going crazy. But that's actually not the case. I don't even have any points on Glass Cannon. Because, and I'll say this, my philosophy is, why go in and take away health when you could have a little bit less attack and just get more hits in? I feel like those that are skilled, and I know there's a lot of skilled people out there, but I'm going to give advice based on that. So those that are skilled, you know, what you want to do is get more health for yourself. And if it takes a couple more hits, then so be it. But hey, you could clutch a fight with 300 hit points, but if you basically put that to attack and you die, what was the attack for? So, and I know there is some instances where you clutch it just based off a one last hit and you end the fight, but who's to say that if you wanted to bait a little bit more and then go in and, you know, you would have saved health and have more health from not sacrificing it with Glass Cannon. So there's that, and that's kind of my Mastery build. Just 3 points on Assassin, 1 point on Deep Wounds, because Star-Lord, Vision, and Magic are my main attackers, so I don't really need Deep Wounds for them, but I do have them unlocked just for purposes like Wolverine or Wolverine X-23. Unfazed, I got a point on that. I recommend it because if you come to a chance where somebody has evaded, you become unstoppable, and you might take one hit in, but at least you're not going to take a series of combo hits in. So that's kind of important to have if you're dealing with Spider-Man. Despair, I've got a point on. You could go either way, honestly. You could put more points on that if you want to, because it is kind of useful to not have to worry about as much regeneration. So that's more of something that it's kind of useful to have during, oh, I don't know, a specific fight in itself. I wouldn't really pump that up just for War or just for AQ. But if there's a quest out where something, you know, there's a champion that regenerates ridiculously, then that might be something that would be considered good to apply more points to. But we're going to go back in here real quick. And this time, we're going to blast through everything and focus on Mephisto once again. Let's just go in with Star-Lord. Crossbones was like shrugging everything off the last time. That was super intense. I'm used to like, yeah, he's I'm used to the one in like map 5, you know, where it's like, oh, I might see it like once every 5 times. He's like literally shrugging everything off. You gotta go super late to get that dexterity on his L1. Yeah, see, that was a parry there. It didn't even look like it. Okay, good stuff. Got Blade now. David Garcia, thank you for the compliment. There are a lot of skilled YouTubers out here. It's hard to say like that someone's the most because everyone's got their thing that they do. Everybody's good at something, you know, per se. And I don't know if I'd say I was the most skilled one. I do appreciate the compliment though, but when it comes to attributes that everyone has, there's a lot of great players out here. I mean, it's phenomenal, and the community, like, overall is just, it's awesome. Try to get an intercept. There we go. Yeah, I'm paying for that one. I was being fancy with heavy attack there. I actually really want Blade. If, in the chance that I do pull him as a 5-star, which I would really, oh man, that'd mean the world to me, to be honest. I probably will rank him to 4, potentially. It's hard to say, but I very well may do that. We're just gonna quickly do this fight with Star-Lord. I love that they fixed parry. Does everybody love that? You can actually parry after a 5 combo hit. It's always helpful. Good deal. Need Blade so fast too. I want to run that Starkey, Blade, Ghost, and AQ. Oh yeah. Are there some synergies with that? I'd imagine there are with is there? I think there is with Blade and Ghost Rider, isn't there? I could be wrong. I don't have Blade yet, so like at all, so I haven't really studied him, unfortunately. I'm gonna try magic with Green Goblin this time. So I'm not going to use it now because I want him to actually use his L2 so I can have a fresh start. Of Power Lock. That animation was super weird. Looked like the hoverboard like went inside me. Oh crap. Dang it, Mystic Dispersion. You only want that if he's got a lot of buffs. But we know what to do when he's got his L1. Oh, jeez. Big mistake on my part there, guys. Wow. Oh, boy. Well, looks like Star-Lord it is. I thought I evaded that on time, but I could be wrong. Now I'm just talking too much. Got notifications flying out. That's super helpful. We are going to take care of that right now. I apologize, guys. I thought I did put Do Not Disturb on. Now it's going to be a little glitchy. It always appears to be a little glitchy after kind of closing out of the game temporarily. Don't you love when they're passive? Let's get him out of here, boys. Let's get him out, boys and girls. Have you got Mephisto? No, I actually don't. I kind of wish I do. He's another 5-star that I definitely would rank up. At least to 3, if not 4. Rip93 Ford, thank you so much for the super chat there, buddy. Nice to see you on live. Hope you're well, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, everything's going pretty good. We're just practicing here on Mephisto and kind of just giving insight out to people that might be having a problem with him. I know there's a few people that said that to me that they've tried multiple times with him and like the region just kept going over and over. So I was just kind of hoping to give a little bit of insight on different methods to kind of take him out. Frostbite charges up. I like to do 4 combo hits and then back away real quick to get a quick amount more in. Usually works pretty well, especially when they don't have their special attacks. If they do, it's best not to try it because they could always fire it off. Oh my gosh. I think she's being about as passive with her specials as at the tournament. Gosh. That's something I've noticed with Morningstar. She can get into a spell where she's like not trying to release her special attacks. It's really annoying, actually. One more intercept for the road. Oh. Wow, it didn't connect there. I think I threw a light attack. That's weird. Sometimes you'll be pressing the button and then it will engage in a light attack for the 5th hit, and then you cannot really get the special attack in after that. So that's, I think, what happened there. Analyzer, I would suggest modding Keith Winnett. Okay, so yes, let's go ahead and take care of some of that now, actually. If some of these guys want to go ahead and message in the chat real quick, we can try to add some more moderators here, because that's really important. You know, I need people on the go that have their hands free. Looking for Yeet OS. I want to say, I don't know if I modded him or not. I know I did quite a few the other day when streaming. What's going on, guys? We got 400 people plus in the chat. Thank you all so much for attending tonight. So we got Mephisto here, and I'm debating on, I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and start with Iceman, but I also want to introduce Quake as an option potentially as well. A 4-star one, it will take a bit more time, but if you have a 5-star Quake, that would be awesome. But nonetheless, she is a really good champion to use against him because concussion will actually counter his ability, and I don't think he will regenerate if you do it on the very right moment. So is Morningstar better than Ghost Rider? They both have their good uses. Overall, if you want to say, oh, I don't know, for like a defender, the defender aspect, I would say Morningstar is better as a defender in war, and that kind of, when it comes down to it, is, I would say, a good pull towards what defines a good champion. So yeah, I would say overall, she's got a lot of great attributes. The only thing that I would complain about is that you have to go inside a quest in order to explore all of them, but it still adds a little bit of unique capabilities and just overall diversity to the game. So I understand why they did that, you know, as developers. I think she's an awesome champion, and I would actually really love to have her. It's about as much as I have of her, so unfortunately, yeah. So I don't know, maybe I'll get her one day, we'll see. But let's continue on. We're gonna go in with Iceman, like I said. Just pulled a 4-star Mephisto. The gaming Dag, congrats, man. Yeah, he is awesome. Like, dude, I mean, you take him in a fight, and every time you're below 30% health, you will regenerate. That is an awesome ability to have. Very good for longevity, for just fights throughout a quest, and many other reasons. I mean, like, if you go into war with him, he could be great for war defense or attack. Like, he's got a lot of good qualities about him. But I'm going to be fighting him here nonetheless. Oh my. I thought that was enough time, because you have to go back in there or else he'll smite you with a returned hit from going in after he throws his SP1. That is really weird. You have to literally be a full screen length away, and I knew that would happen, and I wanted to demonstrate that. That's something very odd about Mephisto. You literally, like, to avoid the bones that rise from the ground and like shockwave into you, literally have to be a screen length away, which requires you to evade a couple times most of the time. The thing with Iceman is it is a longer fight, because he's going to regenerate. A power, or actually rather than that, yeah, see, there's that again. I'm talking too much right now, but anyway, the heal block champions are going to be great against him if you strike it right at the specific moment that he starts healing it will counter that as well. So that's another option. Vision's great for that. Magneto, a few others. Yeah, see, he blocks very quickly after that. So you want to make sure your timing is nearly perfect. And he's about to regenerate, I believe. So what we're going to do is quit the fight, okay? I'm going to explain myself here. He's about to regenerate, and we're going to take Quake in, okay? And as everyone knows, Quake has an amazing ability about her heavy attack. So when it comes to her heavy attack, she basically can stun her opponent and allow them to go under a concussion and aftermath, which takes damage. And with those abilities, you're going to make it so that your opponent's abilities don't trigger. And obviously around this time is when Mephisto regenerates. So we're going to do our best. I really hope I don't mess this up, because this is a very tedious way of going about this. This is the best way to do it. You don't really want to evade, because there he goes. Alright, come on. Okay, I think we have surpassed the regeneration. Man, we hardly have any health here. This is crazy. I'm probably going to get incinerated. Yeah. Okay, so got incinerated there, but that gives you another idea. For those of you that have Quake, you can use her to get past that annoying regeneration. And initially what that'll do is allow you to get closer to the end of the fight. Now Guillotine, she's great, but he's going to go ahead and regenerate right now. There it is, and obviously it's a little too late to counter that. So she would have been a good option to use right around the time that I used Quake just now. Man, that aura of incineration is like, it's brutal. If you stack it up, he's gonna really have at you. So you kind of want it to go away. Yeah, see, blocked hits and everything right now. So he regenerated there, and he gained health. We're gonna go ahead and heal up Star-Lord to finish this fight off. I think I almost maxed out there. That was crazy. Okay. So initially, like when he regenerates, because he's going to do it, you want to parry him like so. And that's going to make the regeneration less if you have the specific abilities to do so. You got Petrify, Pacify, Stupefy. Those abilities are going to be good for stuff like this. And really, what I'm doing here is to not deal with his Aura of Incineration, because it will trigger. It's got like an 18% chance. I feel like it's personally more than that. It triggers quite often. Let's try and end this though. Yeah, so just doing a heavy attack initially will make it so that there's less of a chance to trigger this Aura of Incineration. And with Star-Lord, his damage output is so good, you will slowly be able to build your attack over time. So that right there is probably one of the better qualities that defeats Mephisto. You can obviously always do it with Iceman, and I mean, I could have that fight most likely. However, I wanted to explain a few things with the regeneration side of things. So like Quake is an option to get him past that point of regeneration there. So real quick, might have some new viewers in here, so welcome to the channel. This is Atromix the Analyzer. We are just practicing here with the boss rush, a duel with the devil. I've got all these champions here. Anybody want to see anything when it comes to some of these other guys that I have? Will you stream the Goldblum challenge? Yes, I actually do want to go ahead and stream that. That's going to be, I'm going to make sure I can dedicate a good amount of time. I don't know what I want to do exactly with the event yet, specifically, but we'll see. I think potentially Star-Lord could do really well with the event overall. So we'll see what happens with that. But as of right now, yes, I don't have that started. I just kind of wanted to leave it open in case I did want to stream it for you guys. So there's always that. Rank up KINGPIN. Ah, man. You know, I would love to if I didn't have to use the tier 2 alphas. Like that is my biggest thing right now. I will let me show you guys something real quick here. So I'm on the verge of 7. Like literally I could probably open a couple map 6 crystals and I could be at 7. I don't want to overload on that though. That's the only problem. And if I get 8, then that's potentially getting closer to the risk of overloading. So I want to make sure that I don't do that, obviously, because I don't know if anytime soon I'll be able to use... Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. There's 12. So I'm going off of the class... the class catalyst, the tier 4 ones, that is. Actually, yes, there is 12. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to accumulate that 7th one, but I feel like it would push me to be like, oh, I'm good, I can go ahead and upgrade somebody. But, you know, I mean, 6 stars are on the rise, and we don't know exactly what to expect. So I feel like being patient with a lot of that right now is key, because I did have 4... Well, no, I had 5 rank 4 5 stars. Captain Marvel was actually one of them, and she is who I completed the Labyrinth of Legends with when it came to Abomination. So she helped out a lot. She was really good for that. And yeah, so if I had to do it again, I'd probably D rank this guy. As much as I like him, you know, he's a really good champion. He actually has good qualities, and he's a good defender. However, we've got Ultron, and, you know, it's like, I did the Labyrinth, and it's like, I feel like, even though he's a good champion, I feel like he could be better for doing the Labyrinth. Another thing is the design. It's not that I don't like classic Ultron, but the thing is, I mean, he was in the beginning stages, and if you remember Avengers Age of Ultron, it was like epic. It was really epic when what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That line, when Ultron basically rips himself apart and, you know, there's a new unit to take over. That's what I think they should have done for this. I think they should call Ultron just, you know, the regular Ultron, and then have this be Ultron Prime. I'm just saying, you know, I think that would be a good concept. You know, Legacy69 says, at least classic Ultron has the best unduped 5-star prestige. Yes, at rank 4 in the game. That is true. They did beef him up for sure when it comes to that. Yeah, that is very true. There's that to go off of. So when it comes to like in-game stuff, and, you know, you're trying to up your alliance prestige, you know, he's good for that, and you get better rewards for that, as we know. So yeah, that is actually a good point. They did do that, at least. I don't know, I just feel like I would like Ultron Prime, you know. I think that would be pretty sweet. And then have his ability with self-repair. That would be awesome. So, Analyzer, I would suggest modding. Okay. Yeah, I know. You said that once before. This chat, I'm trying to do the best I can to keep up with it. Let's see, who are we turning into a moderator? Tristan the champion. Because right now I don't really know how to do it unless they appear. I know I can do it within some of the settings, but I don't want to leave the chat because I don't want anything to disconnect by chance. That wouldn't be too good. So if any of them messages real quick, I will go ahead and see what I can do about creating a few more moderators. Oh, there we go. I got you, Tristan. You are a moderator, my friend. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in this evening. I definitely wanted to get that in and explain a few things, because Mephisto is very mischievous. He is one guy that at first I was like, holy cow, what is happening here? This is insane. Goddess Jada says, LOL, you can't have a favorite champion. There's too many of them. That is true. There are a lot of champions. Yeah, I'd have to agree. I mean, somebody asked me that yesterday, and or not yesterday, but the last stream that I did, and I'd probably say that I don't know, Star-Lord is it's been a favorite of mine just because I like what Hollywood did with him and his comedy behind that, and contouring that between how he was in the comics and then now. And I really like what they did with picking, you know, the actor for him. I think that's, you know, he does a great job. He really does, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But overall, yeah, so Star-Lord, obviously, his ability is amazing. His attack, you know, indefinitely increases for the most part because, as we know, like, you know, the combo hits, once they get to 400, I mean, most champions are dead at that point. So, who wants to see a little Realm of Legends action? Anyone? I think I am going to go with, because I don't have Blade. Apparently he's a really good synergy now to pair up to. But we're going to do this real quick. Got a 5-star beast there. Yeah, unfortunately that was a featured, but not what I was expecting. So I just wanted you guys to see the damage output of Star-Lord real quick here. Just for the fun of it, you know. He's definitely worth putting signature stones into because of his attack increasing. Specifically, my Star-Lord is actually at 100 ability. So his attack is, like, you know, pretty beefed up at that point. When it comes to a lot of combo hits. So, okay, we want Magneto for magic. Alright. Ah, Winter Soldier, we meet again. Yeah, so Star-Lord's ability, looking into it, his attack increases by 89.46 for each hit of the combo meter to maximum of 400 hits. So, I mean, when you're doing the math, like, holy cow. That is, like, for the base attack, oh. I shouldn't talk too much about it because a certain company might do something about it. It's quite odd. Winter Soldier's retaliating hits don't connect sometimes. Like that one did, but they don't always, so it's kind of weird. Old boy Winter is getting a beating. I mean, that is just absolutely insane. Like the hits, 13k hit. Go ahead and try to finish it off here. Oh, it wasn't even critical, guys. Come on, what's up? 27k. Yeah, so... Oh, we got Dave in the chat? Yo, yo, yo! What is up, Dorky Diggity Dave? Yes, my friend, you are a moderator now. Yeah, so, you know, shout out to this guy. He's really helped me tremendously when it comes to advice on streaming. Just the few conversations we've had, I've actually been able to, I feel like, learn way more than I would have had I took a month out of my time to, like, try to figure everything out on my own. I mean, just from the camera angle, switching, you know, making direct contact to you guys, like, just important stuff like that that I always do in my post-editing. I really wanted to incorporate for the live streams as well. So, you know, when it comes to stuff like just clearing out the background, you know, it's just the logo and us talking, you know, game not involved for a second, stuff like that, you know, it's awesome to be able to do. And I really appreciate Dave. Thank you so much for kind of giving me the insight when it comes to stuff like that. Is Star-Lord worth generic? Honestly, as much as I love Star-Lord, I'd say no. It does mean, so like if you're meaning a 4 or 5 star, or are you just referring to like a 5 star because I'm using a 5 star? I would say probably not the 5 star, because I've only had one generic, and that was from the Labyrinth. So they're very exclusive, and you can always potentially pop Star-Lord out of a regular 5-star crystal. But if you're talking about a 4-star Star-Lord, if you have, I say if you have 2, for sure, because I mean, I always try to keep 2 backed up or more. I think I have 4 right now, 4 4-star generic awakening gems, and I don't use them. I end up using the color ones before I ever get to use the generic ones, because I've hoarded so many in hopes to get them later, which I have. So for example, I was tempted to use one on Hyperion back in the day, but I decided not to, and I finally got them, so it kind of paid off, you know, stuff like that, because I got Hyperion the first week it came out. So but let's go on here with the next fight, shall we? I'm just kind of having fun with you guys here at this point. You know, anything you guys want to see, let me know. So something I'll say about Captain Marvel's SP2, you can potentially go in right afterwards, but you want to make sure in this case that she doesn't have her SP1 right after. You can connect it, so like right there, as you saw, I got it in, but you want to be careful if she has 3 bars of power, because she can immediately throw her SP1, and it's happened before. So that's just something I kind of discovered. Just like that, see? Prime example, beautiful. Displayed it right after I was talking about it. Oh, Jada, thank you. I appreciate the support there. Yeah, so just like right after she launches it, you just go straight in, and you should be good. One more L2. Boom. Blasted right into the door, guys. Good stuff. This is actually a really good way to just accumulate gold. I'll do this typically if I'm running low on gold. Just takes a couple minutes. If you have Star-Lord, that is. I mean, don't kill yourself, you know, with other champions, obviously, because it can take like 300 hits or more for certain champions, even if they're a 5-star. Just because their abilities are different and their damage output isn't as well as Star-Lord's is. But definitely, if you have a Star-Lord, use them for sure. He loots that gold, you know. The gold is just like really good for doing this, and you're getting like 1800 for the most part. So we got Juggernaut here. And what I like to do is immediately block after touching him and try to get him to use as many heavy attacks as possible. See, that is one thing that kind of gets to me, is the fact that I'm further away and I evade, yet when you're closer to the shockwave and evade, you'll dodge it. It's like, well, shouldn't I like potentially evade it if I'm further away? Like there it worked. I guess it's a timing thing, really. So yeah, baiting his heavy attack really works because it's just monotonous when he becomes unstoppable like that. You have to wait for it to kind of come to you and then evade it if you're not like right next to him. Let go of the block. See, when Star-Lord's ability is pretty high, it doesn't always matter that your combo gets ruined, because you'll be able to go right back in there, and after about 30 hits or so, damage output is really high still. So yeah, you're taking in blocked hits with this, but at least you don't have to deal with his unstoppable ability as much. So there's that real quick. Aw, Dave. You shouldn't have. Oh man. Here, you'll be proud of me here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Really appreciate that. I know that's not near the quality that you put out there, but you know, for right now, I'm doing what I can. You know, thank you, Dave. I really appreciate that, man. It means a lot. YouTube doesn't know how to support content creators that make them money, but we as subscribers do right. Everyone, right? Okay, wait, hold on. Everyone, Diggity Dave leads by example. Let's get him to full-time. Full-time Tromix. Oh, man. Yeah, you know, honestly, that sounds great. I've always been passionate about media, and this has kind of been what's taken off for me. So, you know, I do really appreciate the support. I honestly would not be here if it wasn't for Atromination. If it wasn't for you guys, there would be no Analyzer, there would be no Atromix. I'd just be playing the game. That's about it. So, you know, I do really appreciate everyone here and just all the support. It is what keeps me going. It's what keeps Dave going. It's what keeps, you know, Joel, Brian Grant, you know, Legacy, Yeet, Vex, you know, everyone. It's awesome. So, as you know, another one of the YouTubers from the community, I thank you so much. You know, it means a lot to have all of you here. Oh, of course, the Man of Legends. That I don't mean to leave anyone out. There's a lot of content creators here. I mean, I could give you a list of names. You know, obviously, there are so many people that, you know, are for the community. Yeah, I know, not Vince. Like I explained in the video, because I did explain it briefly, I literally thought his name was Vince, so that's what threw that off there, and I didn't even catch it, that he was saying, no, Vex, like, and my name's not Vince. You know, I honestly didn't know at first, so that was something I apologized to him later about, but, yeah, basically, when it comes to that situation, I was trying to explain it within the video there. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers everything from earlier that I was discussing about Mephisto. I could bring in some new champions if you guys would like to see how they perform. That's a pretty stacked roster there. Got all my rank 4s and OG Vision, so yes, front and center, the classic tin head himself. I actually do like him. I mean, his damage output is okay. I like the fact that he poisons. That's a good quality to have. Go ahead and do it up. Love that you can actually fling an SP2 right after a 5 combo hit with both Ultron and Classic Ultron now. Just so you guys know, they made the timing for that a little bit better, and some champions as well. Oh, crit. A crit after death is like an extra slap in the face. Because it's usually not supposed to occur, but you know. Alright. Hey, you know, Classic Ultron is actually not doing too bad. Now, let me rephrase if, okay. No, that's, I was thinking Incinerate for a second, but it is just Caltrops, so. No worries, Classic Ultron is good. He does not bleed. Evasion we all love to see. Oh, man. What a crit. Alright. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, Classic Ultron, you know, he's... Like I was saying earlier, he's okay. I mean, it's just one of those things where he's a good champion, but, I mean, he could be better, you know? That's my only take on that. But I can't complain about him too much because he is another rank 4 that I have. And as Legacy mentioned, Unduped, he is the highest prestige 5-star, so that's a really good quality to have. And as most of you know, I didn't use the Awakening gem on him. I used it on Iceman because I did not see myself getting another Iceman. We're going OG on this fight. Man. This is why I love OG Vision. Oh, dang it. Hey, that was a pretty good interception run there. You know, when the AI kind of flips and does something completely abnormal. It's out of your control at that point, but hey, I mean, like, Collector Fight 2.0, you know? So that's not too bad. Goddess Jada says, no, I don't have my own YouTube channel. I would never have the time for that due to my job and other things within life that I do, but I work off his YouTube channel, yes, when I had the time to. Yeah, so we've been collabing and stuff here and there when we can. Yeah, I mean, eventually I would like to, anything that she wants to do, like crystal openings or, you know, doing the labyrinth herself, maybe. Maybe now that she's got a rank 4 Drax, you know, that would be pretty sweet. You know, who knows? I also recommend her to get an iPhone because, as everyone knows, unfortunately, the game is just a little bit more buggy when it comes to Android. So, and I mean, there's certain apps that do that as well. It's not just this game, but all in all, I just, you know, I recommend an iPhone for many reasons. Like my skill level, I would say from going from my LG G3 that I had to the iPhone 7, like it just, you know, doubled. So I mean, the capabilities of being able to do interceptions and, you know, going in with, I guess, just the infinite interception method, most importantly, is more capable with the iPhone 7. It's just so speedy, and I mean, even an iPad, you know, just Apple devices, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. I believe she has Samsung Galaxy Note 5, so I mean, it's not a bad phone, but unfortunately, you know, after having it for a while, it can get to the point where, you know, it's not going to play as smoothly as the iPhone 7 Plus does. Waiting for that power. There it is. I'll let him have his L2 because that is evadable. However, the L1, not so much. I actually did evade it with Classic Ultron. With the help of his auto evasion already, so there's that, but it's just it's a tough call. I really think Daredevil Classic is the only one that can potentially fully evade it. Give him his L2 again. Got a little freaky on me there for a second. It's almost Halloween. I think he senses it. Wow. OG Vision, man. So, yeah. If you guys don't have OG Vision, you need to pick this bad boy up, because whenever they offer him for units again, I totally recommend it. That's when I got him. I didn't pay the $100, the whatever they charged from the beginning. I waited for units and just saved up for units because, I mean, you can save up for units without paying money into the game, obviously, but at first it was like, wow, you know, $100 for a champion that was in the crystal once upon a time. I'm like, that's, you know, it doesn't sit well with me. So I'm like, well, because people, like, I mean, W Bang, if you guys remember him, he picked him up as a 4-star before he got removed. And I'm thinking, like, why did they remove this guy? Why did they take him away? Oh, I don't know. Maybe because he's a boss? I don't know. So, that's just my thing on that. He's worth the units. Not $100, though. So, let's get in there with Morningstar. I don't know. It's probably a bad, definitely a bad mistake, of course, but it really just depends on how much damage we can potentially get out of this. Oh my gosh. Yeah. She freaked me out because I totally thought she was going to try and intercept me, the interceptor. That's not cool. I just wanted to tap out OG Vision because obviously, you know, he did his time. He got the Goblin down, and that was a smooth run, so. Push her to L2. Yeah. Fired off. There we go. Iceman is just so good at evading that. For some reason, for me, I do so well when it comes to trying to dodge that. Man, she just sits there. She's like one of the only champions that the 2 blocked hits and then dash back in. Like, she just knows that that's going to happen. Come on. Oh boy. So how's everybody doing tonight? Anybody have any fun over the weekend? It is still the weekend, so... Goddess Jada, you will be better when that Star-Lord gets to rank 4. Yes, I've been telling her that. She rank 4'd her Drax because she's got only... I don't know if she has one or none of the tier 4 tech catalysts, so that was the only thing. She really wanted, you know, a rank 4 5-star, obviously for prestige and just many other reasons. So her Rogue was her profile champion, and she just recently got it to Drax. So, and Drax is, I think, one of her only duplicated 5-stars. So she chose him. And she had the catalyst for it and everything, so it was perfect. She didn't even need to get the offer recently, the Cosmic Tier 4 catalyst. She was able to pick it up and get enough without that, so that was pretty good. Let's see. I'm kind of interested to see how Cable does. He can actually cause a concussion with his L2, so... just interesting stuff, just trial and error, you know? That's why it's called analyzing the boss, the 6-star boss challenge. Because that's exactly what we're doing. Oh. But we want to do a little bit better of a job than that. Those bones coming from the ground are not nice. You gotta fly in there though, otherwise, you know, you're basically risking the chance of, if you do attempt to get in there, then you have to worry about not getting the hit in if he blocks. I'm gonna bang out an L2. Big Daddy Cable. Interesting. So, let's talk about this. Cable regenerates, so he kind of counters the damage from Aura of Incineration, and he prevents Aura of Incineration happening, I believe, with Concussion. So, initially, well, there it goes, but it triggers, but it doesn't seem like it stacks up and takes damage. Oh, great. Oh, guys, no. This isn't good. I was getting too excited with the combo hits. Oh man, Cable. I'm so sorry, dude. Oh, dang. Yeah. Not much comeback from an L3. That kind of blew. Let's see. What do we want to use here? What do we want to... Honestly, I'm kind of interested to see if Cable actually gets in there to take his ability out. I didn't think about that till now. I just brought Cable in because he's a rank 4 champion I have as a 5-star. But potentially, if he undergoes concussion like Quake, I don't think he will heal. So there is also that. If you have a 4-star Cable, that will work as well. Oh, there it is. No. Gonna get the L2 in time. Well, that was a pretty big hit for Cable. See, and we got that regen, so he combats it really nicely. L2 one last time. Oh no, please don't, please don't. Oh, thank God. I thought he's about to pull a sucker move and get that L2, or that L3 rather. That would have been embarrassing. For real. Oh wow. So okay, Cable is actually very resourceful to use against Mephisto as well. Due to his special 2 attack, you've got concussion, just like Quake, yet you don't have to stand back and, you know, hold your heavy attack and risk getting hit and being very defensive. You can just go in, build up your power initially, maybe throw a few heavy attacks to start off, because like we discussed, if you parry and throw heavy attacks in, you're going to get less of a chance of Aura of Incineration in there. So that is a really good option with using Cable. Just build up to your L2, fire it off, get in as many hits as you can while he's got concussion active. You may want Aura of Incineration to expire though. I don't know if it just immediately expires due to concussion, but because I wasn't watching there, I'd have to look back. But basically you want to make sure that Aura of Incineration is not active, and go in there with an L2, get him under a concussion, and most likely during the spike of healing, after 30% health or less, he probably won't heal. So, and I'm assuming because Quake does the same for him. So, well guys, I really appreciate your time today. You know, thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you all for the support. And honestly, when it comes down to the community in itself, you know, I love you guys so much. You have no idea. Like, I've been able to like fully exploit my media capabilities and everything behind it, and it's a true privilege to me to be able to produce for you guys and enjoy it. You know, I had somebody recently say that like I helped them through depression, and to me that really touched me. Like I literally paused for a second, and you know, over the last stream, and was like, wow, you know, to be able to touch somebody to that extent and to just provide them with happiness throughout their day, you know, that's enough for me, like personally. So thank you guys for being awesome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in again. We'll see you in the next stream. You guys take care and have a blessed evening. Peace.